So for this supper tonight, we are having some hamburger steak with gravy. That is ground beef 80/20. I'm using Montreal steak seasoning, beef bone broth. I got some Worcester sauce, and that's about 3 tablespoons of flour. I got 1 onion. I'm going to slice that up later. And that's pretty much it. These hamburgers have already been cooked on one side, and I lost a clip of where I was seasoning them. And all I did was sprinkle them with Montreal steak seasoning and a couple of drops of the W sauce. And I did that on both sides. They're going to cook 4 minutes on each side, and then they're going to be taken up. And after we make the gravy, we're going to put them back in the pan, and they'll simmer for 15 minutes. Alright, we took the hamburger up, and now I have the onions in there. I'm going to let them saute up just a few minutes and let them kind of get a little brown. I took some of the grease out and put it in a bowl so I can use it for the gravy. And we're getting there. Okay, so here I've got the onions caramelized. They're nice and brown like we want them. You want them that color for this dish. Not just clear, you want them caramelized. So now we're getting ready to dump some flour in, and I did add some more hamburger grease to it because we want that flavor. Color, golden brown. Okay. Alright, it is looking a little dry. We're going to add just a little bit more grease to it. Okay. The gravy. And this is why I got the bone broth. I'd rather use the bone broth than the water, because that'll give it like a deeper, richer flavor. I'm going to just do a little bit at a time. And you also want to come back in and flavor your gravy. And I'm going to do a little bit more. So I'm ready to put the lid back on this. Okay, so now we're just going to baste them like that the best that we can. Flip them over. I'm going to slip a Bible verse in here real quick, and it is Psalms 116:16, and it says, "Truly I'm your servant, Lord. I serve you just as my mother did. You have freed me from my chains." So I just wanted to give some encouragement this week and let you know God is good and He's still in the blessing business. Okay, so this has a really good flavor, but I'm going to add just a little bit of spice to it. And it's going to simmer now for 15 minutes. Just stir it around. Okay. I did want to come on here and let you know that everybody enjoyed this meal, and we have this occasionally. Everyone really enjoys this one. It's a family favorite. So I'll make a clip of how I do the beans on one of the next videos that we do this. Today's ingredients for the baked ziti that's a couple pounds of ground beef, and that is about a pound of sweet Italian sausage. I have 1 bell pepper, 1 onion chopped, a can of diced tomatoes, and we have 2 cans of tomato sauce, baked ziti. I have ricotta cheese, minced garlic. I have 1 egg, and I have basil with the stir-in paste. That'll go in my sauce. This over here so it won't crack. Italian herbs and seasoning. Oregano. And over here I have a pound of mozzarella. And also I have a pizza blend for 4 cheese. So that's going to be our ingredients, and we're getting ready to start cooking. So I just wanted to let you know that I did forget to tell you that I took the casings off the link sausage there, and I'm basically getting ready to chop up the meat finer so it will fry better. And once we do that, then we'll add the bell pepper and onions in the meat mixture. So basically what I'm doing here is adding some Montreal steak seasoning. That is about 2 tablespoons I'm going to add in. And once this side fries up, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dump the onions and bell peppers in here. And we're going to go ahead and put a little bit more Montreal steak seasoning on the other side. Okay. I had a mixing shop, but for some reason I can't find it now. But anyway, we'll make it work. Okay, so we're getting ready to dump in the tomato sauce. Stir that in a little bit. Okay, we're just going to add in another can of tomato sauce. Tomatoes. Hold on. Okay. Now we're just going to stir everything in. I'm going to get the seasonings. Okay, so now we're getting ready to add in some Italian herbs. The stir-in paste. I like that a lot better than just adding in the dry. So about a tablespoon. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons in here. Here is oregano going in. Same thing, stir-in paste. These just give it a really great flavor, I think. If you're wondering, do I put sugar or any sweetener in my sauce, the answer is usually no. But I know if I'm having real bad heartburn that day, I will. That's basil going in. And it's usually about 1/8 of a teaspoon. It cuts down on the acidity from the tomato sauce, and it really will help. And I usually add more spices to it, not like peppery spices, but what I'm adding in now, and like some salt also to cover up the sugar, because if I get a hint of it, I just don't like it. But you can cover up that taste. So, and now I'm just going to stir around the spices and get everything well combined. So here I'm adding in garlic powder instead of the minced garlic that I had out earlier, because you have to cook that minced garlic out, and I just forgot to put it in the sauce, when I was cooking it, and so I didn't ever add it. So we're doing garlic powder, and garlic powder adds good flavor too, just as good as the minced garlic, so everything's going to be okay, and it is a delicious sauce. So now we're just putting the lid on the crock pot, and we're going to let it cook for about 3 hours. And I have become quite fond of this crock pot actually. And I turned the power on, and now we're going to turn it down to 3 hours. And we're going to put it on the highest setting. So it'll put it back to 4 hours, and now we're just going to put it down to 330. I decided to leave it at that and let it cook, and I just go on and check on it. First ingredient that's going in the bowl is some ricotta cheese, and I'm going to do the whole thing. Okay. And the oven is preheating to 375, and the noodles are done. And what I did was I cooled them off with cold water, and they've been sitting and chilling for a bit because we don't want to put the egg in, this mixture in, and then it scrambles. So next we're getting ready to put in the egg. And I'm going to do some mozzarella. I'm probably just going to do like a cup, maybe a little bit more. And we're going to do just a little bit of pepper. Okay, so I'm just using a wooden spoon here. We're just going to stir this around. So now we're going to take some of these noodles and see how much we need to get in there. Looks like maybe we can get all of them. And stir it in. Okay, so here's the mixture with the noodles, and we're going to set this off to the side. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom of the pan so it won't stick. Just do like that. Okay, so now we are going to do some noodles. Or this is the Ziti. Sorry, I keep calling it noodles. Okay, so now we're just going to put a good layer of meat over here. I just want to make sure everything's covered up real good with the noodles. So we're going to put in some more cheese. So we're going in with the mozzarella and sprinkle it. Okay, so we're going to do some more ricotta. Get that down a little bit. Okay, we're almost done. Okay. So now we're just going to do some more meat, and this is going to be the last layer. Okay, now we're going to go on with this last layer here of meat. Okay. And so now we're just going to put the rest of the cheese on the top. And I put a sheet pan underneath mine when it's this full. I just always do it with any type of dish like this because I don't want it all over the oven. Okay, that's it for that one. Okay, so this is the pizza blend. Okay. Okay, so I sprayed this, and I'm going to tin it up, kind of like that. You know, and I put the tinfoil on the bottom because we already know it's full. and I sprayed it before I put it down too, so it would come up easier. And it's getting ready to go in the oven. So 375 preheated, and it's going to cook for 40 minutes. Then we're going to uncover it and take the cheese, let the cheese. Here's what it looks like coming out of the oven. It's hot and bubbly, and we're getting ready to plate it up for you. Here's my plate, and I added some extra cheese on top. We did let it cool for a bit, so I microwaved that cheese so it would melt. And I have a garlic knot on the side. Now this is a delicious meal. I think you'll really like it. It comes together like lasagna. So if you like lasagna, you'll like this one. And anyway, this is what we had for supper. Everybody likes it. And this is a lot like my homemade spaghetti sauce, but I added sausage to it. And I do not add sausage to my spaghetti. But this is, you know, a winner dinner, and when everybody likes it, it's a plus. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vivian. I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's meals, and I hope that you'll keep on watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Okay, so here's what it looks like after it come out of the oven, and it's hot and bubbly and ready to go. So here is my plate with the baked ziti, and I did put some extra cheese on top, so that's why it's not quite melted, because I put it in the microwave. And I'm just showing you that what it looks like. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this was really delicious. So, and the sauce was my own. I made up the spaghetti sauce years ago. I did add the sausage different to it, so that's different, and the garlic knot, and yeah, it was just delicious. So anyway, this was what for supper on this night. I hope you give it a try.